Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. In this video, we are going to talk about oceans and the law of the sea. Life itself arose from the oceans. The ocean is vast and covers 140 million square miles, some 72% of the Earth's surface. The ocean has always been an important source of food for the life it helped generate, and from earliest recorded history, it has also served trade and commerce, adventure and discovery. It has spread and brought people together. Even now, when the continents have been mapped and their interiors made accessible by road, river, and air, most of the world's people live no more than 200 miles from the sea and relate closely to it. Freedom of the seas. The ocean had long been subject to the freedom of the seas doctrine, a principle put forth in the 17th century, essentially limiting national rights and jurisdiction over the ocean to a narrow seabelt surrounding a nation's coastline. The rest of the seas were declared free for all and belonged to none. While the situation lasted into the 20th century, by mid-century there was an impetus to extend national claims over offshore resources. There was a growing concern over the toll taken on coastal fish stocks by long-distance fishing fleets and over the threat of pollution and wastage of the transport vessels and oil tankers carrying noxious cargoes that plied sea routes across the globe. The threat of pollution was always present for a coastal resort and all forms of the ocean's life. The navies of the maritime powers were competing for a worldwide presence in surface waters and even under the sea. United Nations Law of the Sea Convention, or UN, or UNCLOS, the United Nations is working to ensure the peaceful, cooperative, legally defined uses for the seas and ocean for the individual and common benefit of humankind. Origin calls for an effective international regime over the seabed and the ocean for beyond a clearly defined national jurisdiction, set in motion a process that spanned 15 years and saw the creation of the United Nations Seabed Committee, the signing of the treaty banning nuclear weapons on the seabed, the adoption of the General Assembly's declaration that all seabed resources beyond the limits of national jurisdiction are the common heritage of mankind, and the convening of the Stockholm Conference on the Human Environment. The UN's groundbreaking work in adopting in 1982 Law of the Sea Convention stands as a defining moment in the extension of the international law to the vast shared water resources of our planet. The convention has resolved several important issues related to oceans usage and sovereignty, such as establish freedom of navigation rights, set territorial sea boundaries 12 miles offshore, set exclusive economic zones up to 200 miles offshore, and set rules for extending continental self-rights up to 350 miles offshore, created the International Seabed Authority, created other conflict resolution mechanism, for example, UN Commission on the limits of the continental shelf. And then protection of marine environment and biodiversity. The UN Environment Programme, or UNEP, particularly through its Region Seas program, acts to protect oceans and seas and promote the sustainable use of marine resources. The Regional Seas Convention and Action Plans is the word on legal framework for protecting the oceans and seas at the regional level. UNEP also created the Global Program of Action for the Protection of the Marine Environment from the Land-Based Activity. It is the only global intergovernmental mechanism directly addressing the link between terrestrial, freshwater, coastal, and marine ecosystem. United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, through its Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, coordinates programs in marine research, observing system hazard mitigation, and better managing ocean and coastal area. The International Maritime Organization, or IMO, is the key United Nations institution for the development of international maritime law. Its main task is to create a fair and effective, generally accepted and implemented legal framework for the shipping industry. Marine shipping and pollution. To ensure that shipping is cleaner and greener, IMO has adopted regulation to address the emission of air pollution from ships and has adopted binding energy efficiency measures to reduce greenhouse gas emission from international shipping. These include the landmark International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships of 1973 as modified by 1978 Protocol or MARPOL at the 1954 International Convention for Prevention of Pollution of the Sea by Oil. And then Polar Code. In 2017, the International Code for Ships operating in polar waters, or Polar Code, entered into force. The Polar Code covers the full range of design, construction, equipment, operational training, search and rescue, and environment protection measures relevant to ships operating in the inhospitable waters surrounding the two poles. It was an important regulatory development in the field of transport and trade facilitation, alongside a range of regulatory development relating to the maritime and supply chain security and environment issues. And then piracy. In recent years, there has been a surge in the piracy of the coast of Somalia and in the Gulf of Guinea. Pirates attack are the danger to the welfare of the seafarers and the security of navigation and commerce. These criminal acts may result in the loss of life, physical harm or hostage taking of a seafarers, and significant disruption to commerce and navigation, financial losses to ship owners, increased insurance premium and security costs, increased costs to consumer and producers, and damage to the marine environment. Pirates' attack can have a widespread ramification, including preventing humanitarian assistance and increasing the cost of future shipment to the affected areas. The IMO and UN has adopted additional resolution to complement the rules in the Law of the Sea Convention for dealing with piracy. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, through its Global Maritime Crime Program, combats transnational organized crime in Africa, focusing on countering piracy of the Horn of Africa and Gulf of Guinea. And the program has delivered support to states in the region by carrying out trials and imprisonment of piracy suspects, as well as developing maritime law enforcement capabilities through the facilitation of training programs from the piracy prosecution model, prisoners transfer, and training of the members in the judicial system of the Atlantic and Indian Oceans to full-time mentoring to Coast Guard and police units in Somalia, Kenya, and Ghana. And the UNODC GMCP has accomplished many successes in a challenging environment. This has been achieved through a variety of programs aimed at promoting maritime safety and fostering the country's rule of law and justice system. I think that's all the information that I can say to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.